What's your biggest fear? Did you know that the right kind of fear is actually a good thing? Jesus said, "Fear God, not people." Good morning and welcome to 755 Live. For about 5 minutes, you'll hear all about easy to remember soundbite versions of what Jesus said. And the point is to help you experience life to the fullest, the Jesus way. Today's Jesus said comes from Matthew 10:28. You'll find that in our Bible plan at bible.today.church. But to talk about this today, we're going to set a little bit of context and also read some of verses 22 through 31 in Matthew 10. Beginning with verse 22, Jesus gives some really good news here. He says, "And you will be hated by everyone because of my name, but the one who endures to the end will be saved." And then he goes on in verse 26, "Do not be afraid of them, for nothing is hidden that will not be revealed, and nothing is secret that will not be made known. What I say to you in the dark, tell in the light, and what is whispered in your ear, proclaim from the housetops." So it's in that context that we get the inspiration for the Jesus said today, verse 28. "Do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Instead, fear the one who is able to destroy both soul and body in hell." Verse 29, "Aren't 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them falls to the ground apart from your Father's will. Even all the hairs on your head are numbered. So don't be afraid. You are more valuable than many sparrows." Now, it seems a little bit of a dichotomy here because going back to verse 28, Jesus said, "Don't be afraid of those who kill the body, but can't kill the soul, but instead fear God." And then he says, "Don't be afraid." So what is it? Should we be fearful or not? What do you fear? The word that is used here is phobia in the Greek. And it's very similar to the Hebrew word yara, which is used in Proverbs 1:7, where it says that fearing the Lord, fearing Yahweh, is the beginning of wisdom. It literally means moral knowledge, but it says fools despise wisdom and instruction. I'm kind of unpacking that word a little bit in the Hebrew. It has 3 meanings. It means dread or terror. It means to stand in awe, to revere, to respect. And I'm thinking about what happened yesterday. Yesterday was our little granddaughter Mara's 3rd birthday. And we took her to the Rainforest Cafe, which if you've never been there, it's like eating in a jungle, kind of with, electronic, animatronic animals, and it thunders, and it's a very, very interesting place to eat. But for a 3-year-old, it was a little much. I mean, there was a gorilla right behind our table that every once in a while would just move. She could see tigers and the elephants moving, and she couldn't quite process that. And she was afraid and needed to either be sitting by her mom or her grandmother or her papa. In the same way, not in an unhealthy way, but we should have a respect and reverence for God, in awe of his kingdom. Who do we really respect? Who do we revere? Who are we trying to please? Unfortunately, many times the answer to that is people, critics, those who are against us, those who don't believe in us. We fear them. But Jesus is literally saying, don't worry about people. Don't worry about society's rules and standards. Fear, respect, revere God. Life is about eternity. Don't be afraid of what's temporary. Don't focus on that. Don't stress about those who oppose you. Paul talks about this in Philippians 2:12. He says, "Dear friends, you have always followed my instructions when I was with you, and now that I am away, it is even more important. Work hard to show the results of your salvation, obeying God with deep reverence and fear. And once again, that's that Greek word phobia, with fear and trembling, used to describe the anxiety of one who distrusts his ability to completely meet all the requirements, but religiously does his utmost to fulfill his duty. That's the word that Paul is using here. We obey God with deep fear and reverence. It's not just being afraid of the punishment, but it's just recognizing God is so awesome. His kingdom is so incredible, so much different than everything else. Don't worry about people. Don't worry about temporary things. Fear God, revere him, obey his commands because he is incredible. Jesus said, fear God, not people. How can you put that into action today? Thank you so much for listening. If this is meaningful to you, it really does mean a lot when you like it, when you share it, when you comment. Good morning, Sarah. Great to see you this morning. I really appreciate all the support. I hope that you have an amazing day today, and I hope this time together has helped you live life to the fullest, the Jesus way. And remember, follow Jesus today. Love first.